What's going on, people? Welcome back to Premzy TV. I hope everybody is blessed. There's finally some news to report on when it comes to the mighty Arsenal, people. As we all know, the World Cup is here and it's been taking everybody's time up. 3 games a day and all of that. It's a bit of a mad thing. Personally, I've not released much content on the channel regarding the World Cup due to not having that passion and desire that I once did have for England and these international games. But we have got some news from the Arsenal. Earlier on in the week, there's been reports on a number of players looking to join Arsenal in the January transfer window. We will touch on that a little bit later on. But first of all, smash a like on this video. Subscribe if you're new, as we're on the road to 5K, people, and I can't do it without you. I want to get to 5K by the end of the year. So make sure you do that and big up your goddamn self. However, the Athletic have reported, and let me get into it. According to The Athletic, Watford will hop over the fence at London Colney for a behind closed doors kickabout with what's left of Mikel Arteta's squad. While the Gunners have 10 players away at the World Cup, the rest are due to return to training at London Colney tomorrow, having had some time to rest and recuperate since the win over Wolves 2 weeks ago. It's unclear what day the Hornets, who are currently training in Spain, will visit, but it's likely to be in the middle of the week. The Gunners are then due to fly to Dubai for a warm weather training camp incorporating matches with Lyon and AC Milan on the 8th and the 13th of December, respectively. Arsenal will then host Juventus at the Emirates on the 17th of December and could squeeze in another match at the training ground before resuming the Premier League campaign against West Ham on Boxing Day. So finally, it looks like Arsenal are going to be coming back together, getting their heads all screwed back on and looking to have a good push to the second half of the season. What Mikel Arteta is doing right now, for me, is great. We need to keep that sharpness. We need to keep that match fitness up, especially if we have any chance of competing with Man City in the second part of the season and maintaining the title charge, because it's going to be massive. As we all know, it's unseen to have a World Cup in the middle of the season. We've never had anything like this before. So it's going to be a new challenge. And who says we can't go all the way and win it? Because, like I said, January is coming up and there's a few key players that are being linked to Arsenal that would add real squad depth to the Gunners. And we could see where it takes us from there. But these friendlies, I think, against Watford, I think it's something that's going to be good, because we've got players like Kieran Tierney, Zinchenko, Martin Odegaard, players like that, Gabriel, that's still here, haven't flew out to the World Cup. So it'll be good for them to mix it up with the B teamers, let them get a bit of a better understanding of each other as well, in case any players do come back from the World Cup injured. For example, like Tomiyasu, we came off with a knock, pulled his hamstring. We don't know how serious it is, but he didn't play for Japan in the latest game. So other players will have the opportunity to come in and shine, as we've seen with Reece Nelson. When Saka got injured, he came on, took the opportunity with both hands. And for me, he looks like he's hungry, and he didn't put a foot wrong, to be fair. If anything, he was probably one of our better players on that particular day against Nottingham Forest. If it weren't for him, we wouldn't have scored 5 goals. Believe me, I'm telling you, I was there. It was a mad thing. The intensity, unbelievable. But now this gives an opportunity for other players, Sambi Lokonga, to scratch up on his game, Rob Holding to develop a partnership with Gabriel. And also the Dubai camp is going to be very, very good, because as we know, Mikel Arteta likes going to Dubai and training over there with the warm weather and all of that. It's only going to help drive the players with the intensity. It's going to make their fitness go higher. And also, it's an hour away from Qatar on flight. So if any players exit the competition early, any players get injured, they could just fly over and integrate back with the squad, get them fitness levels back up, get that intensity back up, and get that rhythm back within the team. Because, like I said, we've got a World Cup right bang smack in the middle. So it might be a little bit difficult to find that same kind of form in the second part of the season. But I totally believe we can do. January is going to be coming up after this World Cup, and the players that have been linked to Arsenal, for example, Mudryk, I think he will add real depth. I think he's a real top talent. And if we can get somebody like him over the line, happy days. Because, Shakhtar, even though it's only a Ukrainian league, in 18 games, He's got 18 goal involvements. Get me? I think he scored 5, 6 goals in the Champions League. He's 22 years old, and he fits the mold of what Arsenal are trying to do right about now. Edu becoming the managing director, he's going to want to put a front foot. He's going to want to put his foot forward on these kind of deals and really push now because he's probably got a lot more control than what he once did. So let's just wait and see what happens. There's talks of Tielemans also coming, saying that he's got his heart set at the Arsenal. Also talks of Danilo, which probably seems a little bit more realistic as well. There's been links with him in the past, and unfortunately, we couldn't really get the deal over the line because Palmeiras didn't want to let him go. But now I think they're willing to let him go in January, and Arsenal are very, very keen on him. Can't sit here and lie and say I know a lot about the kid when I don't. However, from what I've read, what I've seen, he looks decent. He sounds decent. So we're going to have to wait and see. And with Edu being Brazilian, I don't think he's going to be messing around with these kind of deals and just taking players for the sake of it. I think he's got a good insight to him. So we're going to have to trust in Edu because whoever we brought in recent times, they've hit the ground running, barring, say, Sambi Lakonga. But I'm with it. And with all this warm weather training and with all these friendlies, especially against like the likes of Juventus, AC Milan, and these kind of teams, because we got the Europa League coming up in the second part of the season. And it'll be a good test to see where we kind of at, even though a lot of the players are at the World Cup. The B teamers, if they have to step in, like I said, even in the Europa League in the latter stages, it would give them that kind of understanding of the level of what they'll have to play at. However, it is what it is, people. We have to get these signings done early in January. I don't want to see them coming in on the back end or the last day of the window because there'll be 4 or 5 games gone that they could have already helped us in. You know what I'm saying? For me, I would like to see a striker come in as well because I want a different option up front than Gabriel Jesus. When it's quite not ticking or not working, we can have someone come in, i.e. like a Mitrovic, like a Ivan Toney, a Giroud kind of player. It's kind of big, good at holding the ball up, and can also integrate with the rest of the team. But it's going to be good. It's going to be exciting to see what happens in the second part of the season. We kick off on Boxing Day against West Ham, and that's not going to be no easy test at all. I'm telling you now for a fact that's not going to be no easy test at all. They've had a horrendous start to the season, and they're going to want to try to recuperate their league position in the second half. They start off with us. They're going to be training their asses off in order to try to get that victory. So let's not let that happen. Let's come back in the same vein that we did when we left the Premier League. 5 points clear at the top. Let's just keep building on that. Let's keep building on that. But people, that's the end of the video. We finally had some Arsenal news to bring to you. Like I said, smash a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace and love.